In order to start using Ubuntu, in order to download it, all you have to do is go to their homepage, ubuntu.com, and at the top of the page will go to their Downloads tab. Here you can find the downloads for their desktop, server, and cloud structures, but for today we're going to be going with the desktop. So click on desktop there, and you can pick from your different versions, both 32 and 64-bit. Whenever you download it, you can download it and burn it onto a DVD, install from there. You can also put it onto a USB drive and install from there. For today's project, I am going to be downloading it as an ISO image, and then I'll be running it off of VirtualBox. I've actually already downloaded my ISO. In order to start it on a virtual machine, just open up your virtual machine program, start a new one, and you can attach your ISO by going to storage if you're using VirtualBox. Selecting your ISO image, and I just picked Ubuntu there. Once you have the ISO installed, you can go ahead and start running your virtual machine, and the installation process will begin. The installation, whenever it starts running, it takes you through a pretty standard wizard installation system. It gives you options for configuring your username and password, and you also have the option to just try installing it as like a temporary test run to see if you actually enjoy using Ubuntu, or you can fully install it to begin with. Because I was just running it off of a virtual machine, I went ahead and started with the full installation. Once you complete the wizard installation program, though, the desktop will come up. I just went ahead and skipped over that stage just because it's mostly a lot of waiting for the loading bar to complete. So I thought I would just go ahead and go straight into the uses and applications of Ubuntu. This is what the desktop looks like. Again, I'm running it on a virtual machine. If you're running it on your host computer, this would be the exact screen you'd see on your desktop, just slightly larger. Up here in the top, you have your power settings and your username. You have a clock, speaker settings. One handy feature of Ubuntu is you have a built-in chat interface. You can also set up your email accounts. Over here on the sidebar is your home folder. It's a lot like the documents folder in Windows 7. From this home folder, you can access all of your various documents and videos. Again, because I'm running this on a virtual machine, it's going a little slower than if you actually had it installed on your host computer. But again, here's you can see you can manage all the files on your desktop. You've got documents, downloads, music, videos, pretty standard file organization. If you want to browse the internet, Ubuntu comes pre-installed with Firefox. If you prefer to use Chrome, you can also install that yourself later once you get Ubuntu up and running. There are also word processing programs included. It looks almost just like, and it works just like Microsoft Word. And they're compatible document files also. In addition to Word, we also have the Linux versions of Excel and PowerPoint, in case you need to use those features. Down below those is, I'll go ahead and talk about the other features while I'm waiting for the Office to come up. Below that is the Software Center, which is almost like an app store for Linux. You can download various programs you need to. Majority of them, like Linux, are free. For some of the higher end ones, you do have to pay for, though. Um, but you can go on there and find pretty much any other program you need to. Um, Here's where you can access all of your system settings, display, hardware, sound, memory, all that, the standard system settings you need to access. Um, since I just installed an older version onto the virtual machine, it's telling me I have about 468 updates to install on the manager. But this is also where you get other update notifications. Um, and of course, in the very bottom is your trash bin, just like the recycle bin on a Windows desktop. Um, the one nice thing about Linux, any Linux operating system, is that it's very customizable. Again, this is just the brand new, fresh out of the box installed feature, but if you're running this on your own host computer, then you can change and adjust any of the apps you have over here on the sidebar. You can also include any desktop icons that you'd like. Um, Customize it however you need to. You can configure the settings and adjustments however you need to. Basically, do whatever you need to get it to run exactly like you want it to, um, and just be as efficient as you need to for the style that you use it in. Um, if you have any problems with running your Linux system, you can just go back to the Linux homepage, and they have all of their documentation on their website. There's also a community in case you need help that you can't find on your own, and they also have various other support features. If you don't want to download Linux on your own and just have it installed from there, you can also buy an installation DVD from their homepage. But it's just as easy to download it and run it from there, especially if you're going to be running it on a virtual machine like I am. Um, but I could sit here and show you all day all the different applications and various other features that Linux uses, but those are the basics, and those are pretty well-rounded, customer-approved resources that it will probably be the ones you'd be using most frequently.